It is on KJAGradio.com, 990 WBOB, and 107.5 FM in the United Kingdom. And we are going to go get our next guest in here. And we had to switch around the old skip Skypes, the old Skype-a-roonies, as they say. And Danny, before we get to our next guest, what did you think of our previous guest, Wax?
Yeah, really nice guy. People are ringing me. Sorry.
No, that's cool. You're in demand. You're a busy man. I'm not joking about that whole thing about you being knighted. You're getting calls. They calling you, as Little John would say. So we are going to go to our
great guest.
Yes,
he's a great guy. He's obviously putting in loads of work, and looking forward to checking out his videos.
And our next guest, by the way, is pretty dang amazing himself. Marty, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How y'all doing?
Pretty good, actually.
Very good.
So tell our friends in the United Kingdom and our friends in Rhode Island, we're on 990 today, WBOB, and 107.5 FM in the United Kingdom on Leicester. Give us a little bit of an introduction on yourself. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Introduce myself. That's always hard to do. But I'm just a guy who God put here to sing and write songs, and I keep doing it, and people keep listening. So that's basically all I can say.
You're an independent artist, though, aren't you, Marty? You're not signed to any of these big labels.
In the truest sense, I'm an independent artist, actually. Yeah, I don't want to sign a record deal. Don't want to sign it with a record label. Don't want any part of it.
And how's that work for you? Because obviously, a lot of the naysayers out there will be like, "Oh, you need to get a major label behind you." How have you found it, being an independent?
A lot of people are under the thought that the thinking that you have to. That's how you make it. Quote, make it is by signing a record deal. And they say, well, I get a lot of comments on my videos, and they'll say things like, why has nobody signed him yet, or this and that. When are you going to sign a record deal, all these things. And sometimes I answer them back and just say, I don't want a record deal. I probably could have already had a record deal. I've met with record labels before, and I don't want any part of it. But I'm blessed in that I don't have to have one at this point. When I first started my career, I definitely wanted one. And I thought that was the way, just like everybody else did. Thank God that didn't happen, because there were bigger plans, and here I am living in them. You
have amassed just an amazing amount of different things. But Dan, jump in there.
Sorry, I'm from the UK, and obviously I know Jiggy's in Kansas, and I'm just trying to place your accent. Whereabouts in the States are you?
I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, raised in Arkansas, and now I live in Nashville.
Oh, right, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Very
sir.
Nice. A lot of whiskey down there.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of whiskey. Well, y'all probably drink bourbon or something where you're at, huh?
Yeah. So what have I got? I've got the Woodford Reserve. Is that Tennessee one? I think it is.
Yeah.
I would not.
Obviously, JD. But anyway, it's not about whiskey.
Marty Ray is our guest today here on International Live. He's an indie artist. He's always going to be an indie artist, which is fantastic, because I have met many an artist over the years that have become name guys and name girls, and they didn't need a label. And Marty is one of these fine folks that's been able to do this. He has amassed a fan base of over 1.2 million fans and 200+ million views across all social media platforms. He's just amazing. He's been an actor. He's co-starred in TV shows like The Detour on TBS, Zoo on CBS, Preacher on AMC. He's acted in various films. He's accomplished a lot through music. He's had a podcast back when podcasts were barely anything. And when people like Howard Stern said that they're losers in their basement, and then Joe Rogan got $100 million from Spotify. But Marty has done amazing things. So talk to us about your acting credits. Those are pretty cool to just rattle all that off. You've accomplished a heck of a lot, sir.
Well, yeah, first off, I think people should know that it's Marty Ray Project. If they're looking for me, it's not Marty Ray, because I don't know how the Google algorithm works in that.
Oh, yes, yes. I should have given the full thing. I apologize, sir.
Oh, no worries at all. I'm not bitter about it at all. No, the acting came about as almost an accident. It was my brother. My brother was 18 years old. He had just graduated high school, and I dropped him off at his job at Zaxby's, and he was kind of depressed, and I said, "Man, what's wrong with you?" And he said, I don't know, just thinking about life. And I was like, "What are you thinking about that's got you so down? You're 18 years old." And he said, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. And I said, "What's your dream, man? What do you dream about doing?" I've never heard you talk about anything really that you wanted to do. And he goes, "It's not realistic." And I said, "What is this dream that's so unrealistic that can't be achieved in today's world?" And I was hoping and praying he didn't say president, because I would have been like, "Yeah, you're probably right. You probably can't do that." But he said actor. And I said, "Actor? That's easy, man." I said, "Just move to Memphis with me, and I'll make you an actor. I'll find a place to take you to acting lessons or whatever. We'll figure out. There's plenty of actors in this world." And so that's what we did. And I started taking him to these acting classes. And next thing you know, the acting teacher, whose name is Forrest Pruitt, a good friend of mine now, he asked me to get on stage one night. I got on stage, loved it, and I've been doing it ever since.
I'm going to sound really bad, but you look like you'd be absolutely awesome in one of those sort of biker movies. I know it's the beard and the shaved head, but honest to God, Sons of Anarchy, something like that.
Yeah, hey, tell them to call me.
I will.
I'll do
Tell
it.
them to call.
You know, in Zoo, I played a biker pirate. That's what my name was Bog, and I was a biker pirate. And I was the one that would, because I don't know if y'all have seen Zoo or not.
Zoo, Z-O-O.
Yeah, Z-O-O. So yeah. It was a James Patterson book he wrote about when animals start attacking humans.
Oh, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it, definitely.
You'll see me in the final episode of the first season.
Cool.
That is tremendous. So,
very cool guest.
Where can we send people to find your music, my friend?
Uh-oh.
My Skype.
He always comes back.
I always come back. It's the strangest thing. It's the strangest thing.
Oh, Jiggy.
It's the laws of Skype and the internet and the new year.
It's the laws of Skype and the new year. That's what happens.
There he is. You there, Jiggy?
Yes, we've got you, my friend, or I've got you, or you guys have me. So Marty, where can we send people to listen to your music?
Well, anywhere that music is consumed, you can find Marty Ray Project if you want to download or stream. But also, you mentioned earlier in my bio that I used to have a podcast. I still have a podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's called
Awesome.
Marty Ray Project Chats. The Marty Ray Project Chats. We have some really cool people on there. So anyway, yeah, I didn't want to leave it like that. I used to have a podcast, but I was podcasting back in 2007.
That's great.
Yeah,
wow. That's great.
Before any music or anything, before I had any fans, I was podcasting. Before Joe Rogan had a podcast, I think he had one in 2009.
Yes.
I had a podcast in 2007. So not the current one, but I had one called Memnash Radio. It was the same theme, same type of situation where we would interview. It was essentially entertainers interviewing entertainers. That's basically what it's always been. That's what we do now. So.
And now we're all doing it. Now we're all copying you.
Now
everybody's copying you. That's right.
Yeah.
If only you got royalties for that, hey, then that'd be.
Well, I will tell you what, it was a tough go at it back then. You just trying to get guests on, but that's why I called it Mimnash Radio instead of a podcast, because back then, if you were trying to get a guest on and you were like, "Okay, will you be a guest on my podcast?" They would say, "What's that?"
Oh yeah. Oh
Or they
yeah.
would say-
I remember those days.
Yeah, they would go, "But I don't know if I'm into that, like internet radio stuff. I don't know about
That's
that."
right. That's right.
And then I ended up getting Darius Rucker, believe it or not, to come on the show back then. Like I said, I had no fans, but because I called it Mimnash Radio, Darius Rucker came on the show.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's great. Well, when Dan replays this over in the United Kingdom, he's going to stick in a few of your tunes. What are some things he needs to be playing?
Well, the most recent release
Got to be
was
clean.
Well, that too.
all my stuff's clean.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Excellent.
I don't write any bad music. Nothing my daughters can't listen to.
Oh,
You won't hear me. Yeah. Yeah, just the most recent release is called The Storm. It's a song that my buddy CJ Wilder and I wrote about travesty that came through Nashville and tore up a bunch of people's houses, and it was a tornado that came through. And
So it's on the news over here.
well, you saw it too over there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we wrote a song about it called The Storm, and then released that, made a video. There's a video up on my YouTube channel. So that's one I guess you should play for sure.
Yeah, definitely. If
Fantastic.
that's the latest one, we'll make sure that's on there.
As far as any others, I don't know what your audience is into, but I got my stuff's all over the map, you know. I got songs called Haunted and Bleed and Outlaw and Greatest and Set It Off. I don't know, you just find any song you want and I'll play it.
I like the sound of Outlaw. I like the sound of Outlaw. You look a bit like an outlaw.
Yeah, go figure.
That should work.
Well, I'll tell you what it's about, so you can maybe tell your people when you play it. It's actually a song. My dad's always owned a business my whole life, and watching the I guess the elites kind of take chunks away from his business, you know, and it really got me to thinking about writing a song about it, but putting it in a story format of the old West days. So it's essentially a song about a boy who has watched his dad, who had a farm, get everything taken from him from these fat cats, and then they're in the bank giving up the boy's horse or whatever, his favorite horse, because he had to give away his property. And while they're in there, some outlaws come in and rob the bank, and the boy's watching them, and he ain't getting mad. He thinks it's pretty cool. He wants to be like them, actually. So he grows up to become them and kills all the elites in the world. That's what that song's about. Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
the plan was to make a video, but we hadn't made
Yes.
it yet.
We love a bit of Josie Wales in the UK. It's a favourite film out here.
What was it called?
Josie Wales, the outlaw Josie Wales.
Outlaw
You seen
Josie
that?
Wales.
I don't guess I know who that is.
Josie Wales.
Josie Wales.
Josie Wales. You both know that film. I promise you. That is like a huge Western story film. I'm very disappointed.
I'm very
American
disappointed
film.
that the two Americans don't know.
Yeah.
It's an American
Outlaw
film.
Josie Wales.
Yeah, God. I mean, I tell you what. I mean, just a.
Is that a Clint
that's the
Eastwood
point.
movie?
Even Snoop Dogg raps about it in one of his mentions it in a rap. Called
awesome.
what was the song called?
This is tremendous.
Josie Wales. It's a legend. It's a real sort of old type.
Just
of Western,
amazing. The two
real sort of legendary
Americans
film.
don't know anything about the legendary film that Dan in the United Kingdom has seen. I'm gonna look this up and I'm gonna feel like an idiot because I'm gonna know. Oh my God, that's that movie.
Yeah.
So-
Are you talking about an old Western? Like it's one of the old Western movies?
Yeah, it's definitely not new.
It's definitely not
I didn't
new.
like any Westerns from the old days. I like the new ones like Tombstone and Wide Earth, 310 to Yuma. All
Yeah,
the
it's
remakes.
it's 1976.
Yes. Yes.
You're gonna lose me on all those.
Yeah. It's Clint Eastwood.
I kind of figured it was a Clint Eastwood film.
Jesse James is my cousin though, or kin to me some way.
Yeah.
No, that's true. He really is. He's in my bloodline apparently.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for doing this, Marty. This is amazing.
Thank y'all for having me, man.
You have
I
been
appreciate
fun.
y'all.
We
It
great
seems
having
like
you
this
on.
is a podcast/radio show or something.
That's kind of what this is. Yeah.
Y'all got them. Y'all coming at them from both ends. I see.
Yeah. Got work
We
twice.
try. We try.
Yeah. Nice. Well, just make sure everybody here knows the martyrayproject.com, and that's where you can find all my information out, and then come check out our podcast too. Maybe we'll have y'all on someday.
That would be awesome. That would be fantastic.
The Marty Ray Project chats.
Well, I am going to be sending you an email here very soon with the link and everything to the show today and air times for the show when it will air in the United Kingdom. And I appreciate you doing this, Marty. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate y'all having me, buddy.
Thank
God
you,
bless
man.
both of you.
There he goes, Marty Ray. And we are going to do this. We are going to go to our final guest of the day. And I am going to